Hello and welcome to the Inside the Orange podcast. My guest today is an inspirational person. He's walking 166 kilometres for charity, that charity being Children with Cancer UK. This episode is one man, one weekend and 166 kilometres. This is Inside the Orange with Godwin DeBattista. Okay, so I'm here today with Godwin. First and foremost, we're going to refer to him as Goddo for the episode, as that is what he likes to be known. The first thing I've noticed is he's wearing his Children with Cancer UK vest and hat. And because I know Godwin better than anyone, can you just confirm, Godwin, you haven't walked to my house today?
No, I haven't actually. I've used the car. I'm on a 2-day rest before the big weekend, and I am relaxed and chilled.
That's great to know. So, firstly, Godwin, this is all about you today. So, tell me about the walk.
Well, this walk came about a few years ago when my dad was in hospital with cancer. We used to stay the night with him because he was not in a very good place. And on one of the occasions, when I was walking through the wards, I saw this little kid there who had all the tubes and pipes going inside like my dad had, but he was just a kid. And that really touched me, stayed with me for a long, long time. So recently I discovered Children with Cancer UK and their work, and it prompted me to do something about that thing I had in my heart from all the time ago, and this is why this walk is happening.
Fantastic. And obviously, I see you walking so often. Goddo is a friend of mine and a work colleague. I see you walking a lot, so I know you can do it. But 166 kilometres is quite a walk, isn't it, Godwin?
It is a challenge. I have done some practice walks to prepare for it. I've done Bedford Northampton. I've done a Bedford to Harpenden. Saturday was the longest practice walk. I did 55k around Bedfordshire countryside. So yeah, it is a challenge, but I am so determined and inspired by what Children with Cancer UK do with children and their families that I will definitely be there on Sunday night at Brighton Pier.
That's fantastic, mate. Really, really inspirational, just sat here. So, talk to me about the story behind the walk. Where did it all come from?
Well, I've always worked with charity because I'm originally from Malta. So I did a lot of charity events in Malta, and they've always been successful. I was blessed with having a lot of help to do these events. In the UK, this is my first attempt to help with charity, and the way the walk came about was I was thinking, what can I do that's different? Well, I don't cycle, so I couldn't cycle, but I thought, but I walk a lot. When I work at Goddo, I walk a lot. I never stop. Some people say to me, do you ever sit down? And I say, well, if you sit down, you're not doing much, are you? So, yes, because I knew I walked a lot, I thought a long walk would be good. So back in March, earlier this year, I thought, you know what, in May, I will find a few days when I'm off, and we'll do a long walk from Bedford to Brighton. And the way I chose Brighton was, it sounded good. Bedford, Brighton. It's like catchy. So I thought, I'll do that. So I started to plan that. I thought I'll go from Bedford to Paddington, where my daughter lives, stop overnight, and then Paddington to Brighton the next day, over 2 days. But COVID came along, unfortunately, and that scuppered my plans for May. I was so disappointed, but being me, I wrote an email to the mayor of Bedford and said, I'm just going to be myself. I know we're on lockdown, but I just want to do the walk. But he said, it's better not, you know the rules. So I thought, fair enough. So it got postponed till September. And that's how it all came about, really. Now September is here, 2 days to go, and I'm so excited.
Fantastic. So, what inspires you to do what you do? What makes Godwin get up in the morning and go, today I'm going to walk as far as I can?
Well, what inspires me is that I'm a person who likes to be on the move. So one of my critiques, if you like, from my family is that I never stop. Earlier today, on my Instagram, I posted a to-do list, and on it said nothing. And that is definitely one of the first for me, the way I lead my life. So, as a person, because I don't like to be doing things where you're just relaxing and doing things, I have to keep busy. So what inspires me to walk is that fact that I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that, I need to be playing football, I need to be playing squash. I do a lot of different things, which means keeping me busy. So if I'm at home and I've got a day off from work, I normally see what I can invent in doing, and it's always like, what's he going to do next? What's he going to do next? And that's the way I've always been. My personality, since I was young, it's always been on the go, on the go, on the go. I've got a little joke that I do with my family, and I always say, you can always rest when you've passed away, and then you can rest. But as long as you're alive, and as long as you got the urge to get out there, keep on going, keep on going, don't stop. So I will never stop.
Fantastic. You mentioned a lot there about your family, so and your friends. So I remember once having a conversation with you about, like, what's your wife like? So if you do all this and you want to walk 9 miles, what's your wife like? And I remember you said to me she'd walk 10. Is that a competition thing? Is it something that you both have inside you that you both want to always be doing? Is that what's kind of important to you and your wife in your marriage, maybe?
Well, it's not a competition as such, but I will say this. From whenever we've been married, and I've been blessed to be married to Colette since 1985, we've always done things together, but also separately. So the way we do things is, when we had our children, Charlotte and Sophie, my wife said, I want to do my hairdressing. And I said, right, you've got your hairdressing, I've got my catering in Malta. Right, you can do your work in the day, I look after the kids, I go to work at night, you look after the kids. And that worked up until they grew older and came to live in the UK. Nowadays, it's a bit similar. So all these years, 85 to now, we're talking about 35 years, it's the same, because we still do things separately, but then we do them together, but we're always on the go. One of our dear neighbors who lives on our road once said to me, you guys, you're always on the road, you're always moving. We can't catch you because you're always, and that's the way. So it does work. And my daughters, they're and partners, they're similar. So I think it's a collective thing which we all bring round to each other, the energy, if you like, I don't think we would have it any other way, to be honest, though.
Again, that's absolutely brilliant, mate. So, first of all, just for anyone listening, how do we follow you, and how do we follow your journey at this weekend?
Oh yes, that's very important. So, when I do my walks, especially these last couple of weeks, practicing for the big weekend, I always post on my Instagram story, and that is at Goddo27. They can follow that. Go into the story. And I'm always posting pictures or video clips, and sometimes funny video clips, because when you're doing such a long walk, when you're walking for 8 hours, 10 hours, 11 hours, things are going to happen, obviously. And it's good to capture the things that happen so spontaneously. For example, leaving my home the other day on the walk around Bedfordshire, was walking past a hotel down the road from where we live, and I'm thinking, I can feel my bag getting wet. And I was thinking, oh, I know what it is. So what it is, I have a camel pack with drink. I say put 1 liter of drink in the camel pack, and you put it into this thing, put it on your back. And I thought, oh, last night I left it in the fridge, so it must be condensation from the fridge. So I'm walking away into the first street, and I'm thinking, my pants are wet through, they're soaking. So I thought, it can't be that it's from the fridge. So by the time I got to my camel pack and realized that when we'd cleaned it from the previous walk, we hadn't tightened the actual nozzle on the camel pack to the pipe. So the water, liquid, was gushing out into my backside. So for the first, I would say, 5 kilometers, I had a very wet back. But then, because it was such a glorious day, it dried off. So these little clips go on my Instagram page, and obviously they're funny, and I like to share them because it's not just me that's doing the walk. I feel at the weekend it's going to be everyone who's supporting, and everyone who wants to get to know more about Children with Cancer UK. So yeah, on my Instagram page would be the best way to follow me at Goddo27.
Brilliant, mate. So who's going to be in charge of tightening the nozzle before you start the big walk on Saturday to make sure that doesn't happen again? Who's responsible for that this weekend?
Actually, I do have to own up that it was my bad, because Colette, my wife, normally does everything. She prepares, she's really, really, really on it with everything. But in this particular occasion, she wasn't around, so it was left up to me to do the whole thing. And obviously, what did I do? I never checked the nozzle. So that's something that I will definitely own up to.
So behind every great man, there is a great woman who's supporting you there.
100%.
Okay, so let's talk 166 kilometres. So what does that look like, as best as you can, location-wise? So how does that look like for the 2 days period? So day
Right,
one and
so,
day two.
so this Saturday, we're setting off from Kempston, where I live, at 6 o'clock in the morning. I've got 2 support walkers with me to do the first leg, and that's my daughter Charlotte and her partner Chris. We should be heading to Redbourne, so we'll be going through Amtil, Flitwick, and then on to Redbourne, and then we're going to stop for 20-30 minutes, and then from Redbourne we will be heading to Paddington, hopefully get into Paddington by about 10 o'clock at night. At Luton, I do have a colleague of mine at Goddo who's joining me for part of the walk, Philip Jenkins, we call him Jenks, and that's going to be very nice that you get somebody fresh that's walking with you. So what will happen, rather than me doing the walks alone like the practice, you have someone there to have a little natter to, and it will make things progress well. So that's the plan for the first day. Then the second day, we're sleeping over in Paddington, and then the second day on Sunday, we're heading from Paddington down to Horley, down near Gatwick, and having a little break there, and then from Horley would be straight down to Brighton. So it is 166k. It is challenging. I've had a lot of well-wishers wishing me good luck and supporting and donating to the cause. So I'm very, very full of energy from the people that are supporting. So the actual walk won't be just me alone, and it won't be just the walkers that are physically going to join the walk. It's everyone who's supporting with the messages, with the donations, with the support. So we're doing that as a team, and I'm calling it Team Goddo. So it's Team Goddo from Bedford to Brighton, not just me.
Brilliant, mate. I'd like to also say I'm a massive part of Team Goddo as well. And I go, again, friends and family, I talk about it all the time. Honestly, they know your cause. And obviously, this, for us, for Inside the Orange, is going to go out onto YouTube and onto Apple Music to be downloadable. So I'll give all the links in the description for that, but we can be followed as well, and we are just as inspired by your story as everyone else in Team Goddo, mate, and I really, really mean that from the bottom of my heart.
If it wasn't for people like yourself and Inside the Orange podcast, and BBC Three Counties have supported, and the Bedford Independent newspaper are putting a feature on this weekend as well, that's what makes Team Goddo stronger, is when the media help as well. And yourself, Richard, very kind to invite me to this beautiful village of Espley, guys, today. And it's all a team effort. It's not about the one person. Okay, there's a one person that is fronting it, but it's a whole team that are actually involved in this. So I think that's why it's being a successful campaign so far. I'm very happy to share the news that we had set a £2,000 target. Currently, with 2 days to go, standing at 3,100. So we smashed through the target. But again, this is because of the blessings we're getting from everyone, starting from at work, Goddo, and the lovely colleagues there. They've been so supportive. And friends like yourself, families in Malta and in the UK, and the general public, strangers that I have never met and have bought cakes from me because I had a cake bake sale. Strangers that have bought from my car boot sale appearance. It's all these things, Facebook Marketplace, again, sold some stuff, all supporting this cause. So I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart for all their support.
That's absolutely brilliant, mate. And if you do see Godwin this weekend, he is donned in Children with Cancer UK. He does walk, trust me, he does walk very fast from experience of seeing him at work. So if you catch it, if you do get that quick glimpse of him, give him a wave, bib your horn. If you do see him, give him all that. Godwin, I've got one last question that I really want to ask, and that is, will you come back and tell us how you got on after the walk this weekend?
Yeah, I will do. As I said earlier, it's going to be a fantastic weekend. So excited, so looking forward, so determined to do what I'm doing, and to finish by Sunday night. 100% determined. Come rain or shine, Goddo and team are going to be there. I would like to thank the walkers that are joining as well. So I mentioned earlier Charlotte and Chris and Phil. And on the second leg, I've got Sophie and Malcolm from London doing with me as well. So they've kindly come along to do the walk. I've already told them it is a challenge. Walking is not as easy as it looks because it's a length and it's far. But you've got to think about getting as many children to ring the end of treatment bell. And with our funds, we can make it possible for a lot more children to ring that bell at the end of the treatment. That's what touches my heart, and that's what the team are determined to do. So please keep on supporting and donating at Goddo27 on the Instagram page. There's the link there.
Yes, fantastic. Great little link at the end there, Godwin. And as I say, that is what this is all about, the children ringing that bell at the end of their treatment. And this is why people like Godwin need all the support they've got, and just need, from the bottom of our hearts, the most amazing well done for actually going out there again, just because it is so important. Godwin, just give us your Instagram page again, and just give us there's a Just Giving link. I might say that. Can you just go through that for us again once more?
Right, so it's Instagram at Goddo27, and then Just Giving page, do a Google search or whatever search engine you prefer to use, and if you put Just Giving Goddo27, that should come up straight away. So, and I thank you kindly in advance for your support.
Brilliant. Again, guys, thank you very much for listening to this special Inside the Orange podcast. Thank you so much to my guest, Godwin, Goddo. Best of luck this weekend, mate. We are all with you, and continue to keep inspiring. Let's try and smash £4,000 for his target, guys. Let's go above and beyond. Let's just get out there and do it. Please support the podcast. Please support my friend Godwin. And as always, thank you very much, Godwin. Goodbye and take care.
Thank you for your invite, mate. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Always a pleasure.